Now, we are always hearing about what to eat and how much to eat. But what about when to eat? Does the timing between meals really matter for weight loss?
Absolutely. Usually, what most of the people think is about quality and the quantity of the food. But keeping the meal gaps, okay, in between your meal, the correct meal gap is very important.
So, what is the ideal time gap between meals?
The famous saying goes like eat breakfast like a king, lunch like a prince, and dinner like a pauper. That means you should never skip on your breakfast, eat lunch in moderation, and dinner a little less. So the ideal gap between your main meals should be around 4 to 5 hours. Okay, so like if you have a breakfast around 9 o'clock, so your lunch time will be around 1 or 2 p.m. and then your dinner time will be around 7 to 8 p.m. And in between these three major meals, that is the breakfast, lunch, and the dinner, we should have two smaller meals. That includes the mid-morning and mid-evening.
That's interesting. So, what's the ideal gap between dinner and bedtime?
So ideally you should keep a gap of between 3 hours between your dinner and your sleep. So like this gives your body enough time to digest the food, preventing issues like acidity and bloating. So say about you eat your food at 7:30. So the ideal time will be like 10:30 you can go to.
And what about skipping meals? Many think that it's a faster way to lose weight.
So actually it's the opposite. So many of my clients come and they tell me that, I eat only 2 times or I eat only 1 time, but still I'm not losing any weight. So usually what happens is when you eat only once in a day, so your body, stores that as energy in a form of fat. So if you keep on eating every 3 hours or every 2 to 3 hours, what I usually recommend, so in that what happens, your metabolism is very active and the body uses the food for energy instead of storing it as a fat, and also you eat very less portion at that particular time, which is used as a fuel.
And what about snacks? Are they important?
Yeah, snacks actually plays a very important role. Have you heard about 5 p.m. hunger pangs? Many of the people who come to me, they tell me that, till 2 o'clock I'm okay. After that, you don't know what happens, and then I end up eating all junk things. So there's a hormone called as cortisol. It usually dips in the evening, so that you can have a peaceful sleep. But usually what happens is because of the stress or, if you're working, it remains at a high level. So that is the reason at 5 p.m. you feel very hungry. So that hunger is very important. Okay, so if you have a good lunch which consists of a good amount of fiber, carbohydrates and proteins, so there are less chances that you will feel like too much hungry in the snacks. But if that doesn't happen, then in the snacks, you have to eat something which is rich in protein and not carbohydrates. Okay, so basically you can just take some roasted chanas, or you can take any makhana, or else you can take any protein bar if you want, or else you can take some protein biscuits. So this will keep you full for the dinner. So if you plan that I don't want to eat, I will skip 5 p.m. snack, then in the dinner, it will be the opposite. So in the dinner, you will end up eating like a king, which is not an ideal thing to do. Keep your body fueled properly and it will respond with better health and weight loss.